Is it Thursday? Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a great day, even if you are having terrible weather like we are here in Dallas today. Just dreary and gross and cold and yuck. While we're waiting on folks to join, well, by the way, welcome to Cooped Up Live, should I say, my daily-ish broadcast where I just talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. While we're waiting on folks to join, coopedup.com is my website. You can visit that at any time. Sign up to get email updates from me, all that fun stuff. I'm Cooped Up is my handle in all the social places. Would love to follow, particularly if you're on the Instagrams. And wherever you watch or listen to this, this is broadcast live on Facebook Live, both my personal profile and my Cooped Up page. Be sure to follow that, by the way. And YouTube Live, and then rebroadcast in audio format on all of the major podcasting platforms in case you want to listen in your car or while you're walking or whatever. I've been told a lot of people like to do that. So click the bell, subscribe button, whatever it is, so that you don't miss a minute of the fun. Hey, Mama, how you doing? Happy Thursday. Yes, it's kind of my Friday. I think it's everyone's Friday because tomorrow is Good Friday, and I think most people are off tomorrow. And if you don't work, I guess you're off every day, right? So I am so sleepy right now, and we are leaving in the morning, and I have to do some laundry and fold and pack and all of these things, and I am just not feeling it. Because last night, Todd's been out of town for over a week now. He is actually at this very second on an airplane from Charlotte, North Carolina, which is where we're returning tomorrow. But Charlotte, North Carolina to Dallas. He flew out from Munich this morning. And that's kind of where you bounce when you come back from Munich on American Airlines. So he's on the plane right now. And so we've been alone in the house. And the kids had no school today. Today was a parent-teacher conference day. We're doing it next week instead. So today was a totally off day for the kids. So I just let them sleep in, all of that kind of. We stayed up a little bit later than we probably should have. And then I had a really early morning meeting this morning. I had to be in like West Plano shortly after 9 o'clock this morning. West Plano being like almost to like Legacy West area. And so at rush hour and all of that stuff. So I needed to be up and early and on the go, and I had to shave and all that. Because I shave like once a week, and today was the day because I tried to time it also so I don't have to shave when I'm on vacation, when I'm out of town. So I don't even bring my shaving stuff with me. That's what I do. But anyway, so at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, our security alarm, which I knew I set the security alarm like as soon as we get home, and I know we're not going out the door anymore. I usually set the alarm. I like it on. I'm not an anxious person. I'm not a like fear person, but it just gives me comfort knowing that that's one less thing to check off my list, really. It's more of an ADD coping mechanism than anything else. But I in bed and I hear which is like the chime sound for when a door opens, right? And I was like, oh shit, is there a door opening? And in our house also, so I'm alone. The kids' rooms are at the polar opposite end of our house. Like we're upstairs on the east side of our house, and they're on the west side of our house. A good, like, I think our house is like 500 feet wide, something like that. And so they're far away through multiple rooms, hallways, all that kind of stuff. That sounds like I'm bragging, and I don't mean it that way. But so I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I get up and I'm kind of bleary-eyed, and I look at we have a security panel in our bedroom. I'm looking at it and it says low battery. And I'm like, fucking A. Why does the low battery always happen? And why does it trigger the alarm in the middle of the night? Why does this not happen at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Why does this not happen at 10 in the morning? All of these things. It's always at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And so I could bypass it. But then I'm like, I'm kind of have that throw uppy feeling, like when you get startled out of bed and you kind of feel throw uppy. That's how I felt then. And then I'm like, okay, let me go check on the kids, make sure, because I went to bed before they did last night. Make sure they got to bed okay. Make sure they turned off TVs and such. If you drive by our house, we have every light going in our house at all times. They're all LED lights, so they're just sipping a little energy, but I hate walking through a dark house. So we have lamps on in like every room in the house at all times. So I wasn't worried about turning off lights so much. It was more just the TV, make sure it went on pause on some video game and like burning a hole in the screen or something. So go, and then I'm like, okay. And then I go downstairs just to make sure that the doors are locked, even though I clearly saw that the alarm was still armed and that the low battery was thing. But you're just not in your right self at that moment. Walk around, and then I go back up to bed, and I'm like, shit, I'm awake now. And I don't want to be awake now because I need to be awake. I need to wake up at 6 o'clock so I can get dressed, ready, go to my meetings and all that. Get up to West Plano in time for my meetings. I had a little bit of prep I needed to do before it was a new business meeting. And I was just like, what in the world? So then I get out my iPad, which is mistake number 2 in this story. Getting up out of bed in the first place was mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is I grab my iPad. I try not to keep screens in my bedroom as much as possible. My phone lives in the closet at night. Sometimes the iPad makes it to like the bedside table. And last night was one of the nights where I was doing like a Sudoku or something before bed. And so I wake up and I do Wordle. Again, mistake. I'm like getting my brain engaged, all that, because I do Wordle every morning. And then I get done with that and I do a Sudoku. I'm like, bitch, what you doing here? So finally I went back to sleep for just a little bit. And, of course, the alarm goes off like that. It feels like as soon as your eyelids close. Fortunately, I had that short little nap in the MRI machine yesterday. So had the meeting this morning. Meeting went wonderfully. So I'm hoping that it's good news coming out of this meeting. It was one of those meetings where they're like, so when we give you this is what you're going to do, right? When we give you this, not if we give you this, it's when we do that. And that's usually a good sign language-wise on these types of things. So hopefully I'm not jinxing anything with all of this. But anyway, so then came home, kids were awake finally, took them to lunch at Hunky's, and came back. I sat in a chair for like 2 seconds and conked out. And I've told you this before, I'm a terrible napper. I'm groggy afterwards. I'm like surly. No one wants to be around me. It's like I go into bitch mode just like for a good 45 minutes or so. So I intentionally stayed off my computer because I didn't want to be annoyed, because I'm very self-aware of this about myself. So I want to make sure that I'm not getting on like my computer and doing work and seeing things that people are doing that are annoying me, and then I mouth off to somebody or something like that, right? So stay away keep all of the weapons in the drawers, keep the computer turned off, all that kind of stuff. So I got my phone out and I'm playing this bricks and balls game right now. Anyway, so that was my day today. And then I just got back from Tom Thumb. I forgot I needed one of my juice boxes for tonight and make sure that there was enough for when we get back on Monday, so we don't have to go hunting for that. So one of the weird things though back to the security thing, anytime I'm like scared in my house of something, I'm always very uneasy, because like even if I go like searching my house for things, like looking for whatever, first of all, what the fuck am I going to do when I find somebody? But secondly, we have 2 staircases. We have a front formal staircase and we have a rear kitchen staircase, the more informal staircase. And so it is feasible that if you were like hunting through the house for somebody, they could be going the other way and you could be making a circle around each other. So I actually never feel like I have fully checked the house anytime I've had to do a sweep of the house. And we had one time where the kids were babies. I was upstairs here in the family room, which is just on the other side of this wall that I'm sitting next to, on the second floor. And then I hear a door slam. No, I hear the chime for the door open, and I just think it's Todd. And I finished up with the kids, whatever. So I think I was changing diapers or something. And I come out and I'm like, did you just come in? Where were you? And he was like, no, I thought that was you. So both of us heard the door chime, thought it was the other person. So then we're like, fuck, is there someone in our house? So we go downstairs. Turns out our garage door was open. The door between the garage and the house was open. So it had opened. I don't know if because we had accidentally left the big garage door open. So someone could have come in the house. We weren't sure what was going to go on, or what was going on. So we start searching the house, and we get to our master bathroom, and the door to the water closet, the toilet closet, whatever you want to call it, the little room where the toilet is, right? The door is locked, and it's like this louvered door, and it's locked, and we're like, what the fuck is going on here? And so we're like, okay, did someone lock themselves in there? So this is what's like playing through our minds. And we're, of course, not helping each other calm down and all of that. And go get like a baseball bat. Actually, I think we had a baseball bat. And again, I don't know what either. First of all, I don't know why we own a baseball bat. And secondly, I don't know that either of us actually know how to use one other than just to kind of just swing it. But get the door open. We got the little like a nickel and do the door. No one's in there. At the same time, Mason was going through a period where he was, for whatever reason, thought it was hilarious to lock because he was just starting to walk. Or I guess he was walking because kids are in diapers until they're like 2 or 3 years old. So he was already talking and walking at this point. He likes lock. He would like locking doors and then shutting them. So we would be locked out of rooms in our house constantly. Fortunately, most of our door locks have skeleton keys. So you have to have the skeleton key. So we've collected all those. So right now, like in this room, I'm sitting here, I can look at the door. The skeleton key is hanging next to the door. But in most of the rooms, we had to just collect them. And we've got a big old bag of skeleton keys somewhere in our house that go to whatever doors here. But that was so scary when we thought there was someone in that bathroom in our house. Eric is saying, without fail, our smoke alarm battery gets low and starts beeping in the dead of night. Always. Like, I'm wondering, like, is it like a temperature? Like, does the temperature drop and then that makes it? Or is it that, like, there's got to be some rational reason. Like, there's got to be some, because everyone talks about this, right? There's got to be some, because I would know if it were doing it during the day, I would acknowledge it. I'd be like, good timing. Thank you so much. Like, yes, let's do it now. That never happens. So I'm like, there has to be some, like, chemical reason or temperature reason or lack of motion or that like resources, it's not using as much resources. So it's noticing that like it's able to sense it. I don't know what that is, but there's got to be something. It can't just be that it just does it in the middle of the night because that wouldn't make any sense. Eric is also asking or saying, I had 2 teachers ask me today if I'm growing a beard. I guess I need to shave the next day or 2. Yes. I can go a full week and I just start to look a little like Butch at the end of the week. So, Kelly, you miss Tom Thumb. Well, where do you live that doesn't have a Tom Thumb? I thought you just lived up. Did you move away? I thought you lived just like up in the colony or something. I don't. Our Tom Thumb could go away, honestly, because our neighborhood Tom Thumb is terrible. But it's good in a pinch. But I actually usually go to the Tom Thumb either downtown or I'll go to the Galbertsons in the neighborhood, or I'll go to, there's also a Kroger over there. There's a Kroger actually across from the Target that is right next to a gym, and everyone is flying in that store. So I get my Letras and this on. I'm west of Fort Worth near Eagle. Oh, I didn't realize that. And Tom Thumb's not out there, or is it just you're not in a metropolitan enough area to have a Tom Thumb? So anyway, what else we got to talk about today? I literally don't have much of, I've been so busy and then sleeping and then just trying to get caught up. Because as a reminder, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. So this will be the last one before Easter. And then Monday, we're flying back at around this time. So I will not be able to broadcast on Monday either. So I will miss you for like 4 days when we do that. I need to show y'all something. I was inspired. The other day I was talking about women's bathing suits and how you're either Bo Derek or you're Margaret Thatcher in one. So I had. I'm looking it up on my phone here so I can send it to my computer. So I had. I'm obsessed with AI right now. Okay, let's send that to this computer. Come on, accept it. Is it not accepting it? Airdropping it. There we go. I'm sure y'all could hear that. And then, so the other day when I was talking about it, I was like, all of these bathing suits for women, because Claire's becoming a little woman, wanting a bathing suit, are either made for Bo Derek and Pamela Anderson, so either super sexy, high cut, or literally just barely any little things, or they're totally opposite and they're made for Margaret Thatcher and Ina Garten. Like there's no in between on these things. Well, last night while I was playing around with AI, because again, obsessed with AI right now and all the things that it can do and how it works and all that kind of stuff, I just I was like, I wonder what it looks like if I did if I told it to do Margaret Thatcher in a bathing suit. Like that's what I asked it to do. And hang on, I'm opening it. So yes, this is what you're about to see. Apologies in advance. Eric is not. Oh no, not Margaret Thatcher in a swimsuit. So let's analyze this. Let me share my screen real quick. Apologies to people who are listening only that you are missing out on this. So this is what it generated. Margaret Thatcher in a bathing suit. I kid you not. So, and I think you can see the whole image there, can't you? Yes. I don't know whether to be impressed because I do think it is impressive. I mean, it's obviously very, very wrong, but I do think it's impressive. What is this doing? There we go. No, I guess that's better than the other. So Margaret Thatcher in a bathing suit. Actually, I'm going to get that bigger. No, that's barely bigger. But anyway, the face, I think it got the face down really well. A little too much rouge. It got the British teeth down. Like, I'm really shocked at this. The tits. Like, why? Who knew Margaret Thatcher was so rocking? Why is she walking around with a Eric is saying, yes, unfortunately, we can see the entire picture. We can't unsee it. Why is she walking around with a doorknob in her hand? That's the weird things about AI stuff that you do when you start messing with it. I made this in an app called Midjourney, and you just type in a command. No, was this Midjourney? Or it might have been one of the other ones. I don't know. Either one of them. I'd also asked it to do a thing of a turtle eating a meatball in Tokyo, and it did it, and it looked great. It's just really, really shocking. But you can always tell something's off. Like this one, obviously. Margaret Thatcher in a bikini. It should know that Margaret Thatcher does not look like this. She has a belly ring. If you have arms that jacked, someone pointed out, if you have arms that jacked, you would never have a belly that poochy. True. But even look at like the little charm bracelet and all of that. Like I was like, okay. Like, this is crazy. And so then someone was like, well, do the Ina Garten one instead. So let me show you. This one is sweeter at least. Let's see, window here. I don't see this one quite as much, but that's Ina Garten in a swimsuit. Same swimsuit as Margaret Thatcher almost. Again, AI obviously thinks that all women have huge knockers and jacked arms. Look at who knew Ina Garten was going to have such jacked arms, and also way too much rouge. Maybe that's supposed to be sunburn. I don't know. They're both at the same beach, maybe together. Who knows? And the skin is so shiny. But yes, so if you're ever wondering what computer technology, so again, I don't know whether to like be impressed or to be appalled or to campaign to stop the future, because obviously this is why we are always going to need humans, because that's terrible. So there you go. Yeah, what's the deal with the rouge? I don't know. That's why I'm thinking that maybe it's sunburn, because the setting I had it on was matte realistic or something, and so it kind of looks like a painting a little bit. And so, but that was a lot of rouge on there. So yeah, so this is my hobby now. So I literally sit on ChatGPT also, and I will type in. I can tell you the types of things. What is the? Here we go. Let me go to. Don't make me log in again. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I like, because I'm just a weirdo. The kind of stuff that I have it do. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it work for work, but then, I had it do, let me share my screen again here. And hopefully y'all are as interested in this as I am, or you're at least interested in my interest in it. But so I have it do this thing, and so what was this one? I had it do. I was having it do it. For some reason, it named this one "Find Cheap Laptops," but I had it do a thing. One of the interesting things is I had it do. I said, create a table for me that lists all the restaurants in the Bishop Arts District of Dallas, including what types of food they serve, hours of operation and Yelp rating. And then I was like, and then please add websites. And it just created this for me like in 15 seconds. Like that blows my mind right there that you can do that. And I saw that people do this for like if you're going on vacation and you're like, I'm staying in the French district. Is that what it's called? The French district, whatever it's called in New Orleans, right? The French Quarter of New Orleans. Produce a list of me for all bars or all restaurants or all nightclubs or whatever, what type of food, what their hours of operation are, website, telephone number, like anything you want like that. And it just produces it for you. Shocking, right? And then what else did I do? I had to like rewrite something and it was fantastic. I asked for it to write a maternity leave policy for my company because we have not really had one. We've just kind of only had one person ever have a baby. And I was like, okay, maybe we need to just actually have a policy. It just created this based on what some things that but then, the other day I told y'all that I asked it, who are the hottest guys in the NBA? And it was like, it judged me. It was like, you should not be judging people by their appearance. No objectification. I was like, you obviously never seen Cooped Up because I am an equal opportunity objectifier. So anyway, hopefully y'all find that as interesting as I do. But so, all right. Well, that's all I have got today. Let me look through. If you have you have about 20 seconds to get a question in or a comment in before I start signing off. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. We are going to North Carolina to Todd's parents' house for Easter break, for Easter weekend. Kids are missing. Our school is actually in session on Monday. The kids are skipping school on Monday. But Eric is asking, do the kids do any of their own packing or do you have to do it all yourself? I have them do all of their own packing. So the way I started doing it is I used to pack for them. And then I started where I would have their suitcases in front of me, like in the family room. And I would say, okay, now I need y'all to go get 4 pairs of underwear. I need y'all to go get 2 pairs of socks. I need you to get a bathing suit. I need you to get this. I need you to get that. Like go back and forth. And now I just tell them, hey, we're going to Nana and Grandpa's or we're going wherever. You need to have this sort of stuff. And like, for example, for this one, I was like, you need to have 2 outfits. They don't have to be dressy, but they cannot be just shorts and a t-shirt. And it's going to be cold there also, by the way. It's going to be high of like 42 one of the days that we're there and rainy. It's going to be that day's going to be terrible. But like they're having a small party while we're there so that we can see all of their friends. And little baby Adler, my nephew, is going to be there. So first time a lot of their friends are seeing him. And then we do a big Easter brunch also. And so I was like, you have to have 2 outfits that are, or just at least 1 outfit that you can wear both times that has to have a collar. It can't be torn or anything like that. It can't be like a t-shirt that says, I'd rather be playing a video game right now. You can wear that all the other days. I don't care about that. And so they do a good job with that. The big misses usually with their suitcases are toiletries. That is the big miss. And it goes one of 2 ways. It is either they pack all of their toiletries that they have, and then we have them all confiscated at security. I mean, Mason has tried to come through with an entire like bottle of mouthwash before, like big bottle of mouthwash before and stuff, even though he knows full well that we're not supposed to do that. Or they will just wholly forget, and it's usually something like deodorant. Fortunately, I have this thing. I'm like, it's no big deal. We're always going somewhere where we can buy more. And deodorant is not one of those things where it goes to waste. It's different. Like one time we had to buy tennis shoes for Mason, and that was kind of like annoying because like he already had a good pair of tennis shoes. His feet grow so fast, and it was just kind of a waste. But deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, that sort of stuff. And most of us have like a go kit anyway. Like we have a dop kit or a toiletry kit where I just like personally, I have one. It's like this 4-way folding hanging thing. And I just keep everything in there at all times. And there's only a few items like my hair product of choice or whatever that I have to carry over from one to the next. So that was a long-winded answer to the fact that they mostly pack for themselves. Sometimes we do some spot checking because Mason will underpack notoriously. It'll just be like a couple of pairs of shorts, no underwear. He's gotten better about that. Claire, on the other hand, packs like she's like, well, you never know if you're going to need a stuffed penguin. I mean, who knows? Who knows? You're never going to know if you're going to need a wind chime. So might as well pack that too. She's gotten better about it, but it used to be like that. So that's how you feel traveling. There's always a CVS or Walgreens. Yep, same. Plus, it gets you out of the house. Oh no, we forgot something. I must go to the CVS. I must go to the Walgreens. Yes, that sort of thing. Not because I don't enjoy it there. I just like getting out sometimes. So put that disclaimer on that. So, all righty. Well, with that, I'm going to say bye. Have a happy Easter. I hope that if you observe or Passover, I think we're in Passover, right? It started last night and it ends at dusk today, right? I believe that that's correct. If not, happy Passover. Take it in the spirit in which it's intended. All of that. I love you. It's important to know you were loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you so much. I will miss you between now and Tuesday when I will see you at 4:30 for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say? Oh, I forgot to say, don't should yourself to death. No good comes from should. Talk to you later. Bye. Happy Easter.